Hi everyone, this is Jen. I hope you guys are all doing well. So, I wanted to talk today about space. Maybe time too. And a release of an aspect of the, or a release of the bound woman. The bound woman. And I don't know how it's all going to go together. I have received. What space will you hold in the new earth? What space will you, because it's already like, what will you anchor in, right? We're already here. We're already here in the physical. It's time to anchor all that in. To do the work. To support those who are also ready to anchor in their light. Right? Anchor in the light, really. It's the light. It's not, doesn't really belong to anybody. Right? It's light. It's awareness. It's knowing. It's consciousness. It's understanding. It's understanding things at its root level. I found this beautiful quote the other day. I was at a Black Lives Matter protest up in LA, in West Hollywood, or Hollywood, not West Hollywood, sorry, Hollywood. And it was amazing, right? That was unity. What I experienced there was unity. It was unity, right? Each individual, right, showing up there in their own individual identity, right? Their own self. They just were who they were. It didn't matter, right? None of it mattered. What mattered is that they were there to stand for Black lives, to say that Black lives matter, that they matter, and to anchor in that. That's what we are here for, to anchor in that light, that Black lives matter, that all lives matter. But all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And the reason that is because of the cause. What is the cause of that? It is because of everything that has led to this point. Right? And you can see very clearly now where people stand. Do they stand for continuing to oppress, suppress the truth, right? The actual reality of things, right? Because the truth is that within the world, right, many lives are treated as nothing. But until, let's say, in the United States, right, working within this scope, we know that until Black Lives Matter, no other lives are going to matter. Do you see? In reality. In reality. I'm not saying this is about reality. This is not about me. This has nothing to do with me. This is about where I stand within reality. I've had some people that showed up to some of my past videos, and it was like they were completely attacking me. And I'm like, I don't understand. And then it took me a minute to get it, right? It was because like, because it wasn't a match, right? It wasn't a match to my energy field at all. Right? Whatever was being, it was just like, it just wasn't a match, right? Because nothing was going to pull me out. Right? Nothing was going to pull me out of alignment. Right? I'm going to share that. It was, I completely lost my track of where I was at. I was talking about Black Lives Matter and how Black Lives Matter, no, not all lives are going, not all lives won't matter until Black Lives Matter. And I meant that in actual reality. In actual reality. Because it is the first step for them. Is what I have received. Right? That is what I have received. That is what I can see, right? Based on my perspective, you could say, or because I hold many perspectives, right? My all. The all. The all. It is the passageway into New Earth. It is the bridge into New Earth. And what this actually means is it's the white supremacy that we are leaving behind. Right? That's it. We are leaving it behind. We're saying no thank you. We're not bringing that with us. We are all equal here. Right? There's no hiding anymore. Right? This has to go. This just has to go. And the way it goes is through that first step. That transition. That understanding. Because it is an understanding to reach. And until you take that first step in understanding what Black Lives Matter stands for, that faith, you cannot progress. Do you see? You have to take that step because I can tell you, I can see things from the other perspective. I have no problem seeing things from the other perspective. I can see very clearly, right, what it looks like from the other side. Or what it looks like on the other side. Or what the other perspective is, right? I've studied it. I get it. I get the perspective. I just understand it. Right? I understand that perspective. And that perspective itself is because an individual, whoever they may be, right, is afraid of what that next step leads to. Do you see? And it's fear. It's just fear. Right? It's just fear. Because that is white supremacy. White supremacy is all about fear. Fascism. Fear programming. How to get to people through fear. Don't you see that? That is what is used by white supremacists. right? And then they have an entire system, right? It's an entire system that works in their favor. And this is got to go, right? Because of what this is all connected to. The economic, everything, the economic system, everything. In order to build the new, you need unity. You need to come into unity consciousness, unity awareness. What is unity and what does it mean? It is not about everybody thinking the same and being in different bodies. No. That's not it. It's about becoming so aligned to Source, right? So close to God, you could say. That understanding, that's it. That understanding of God. The understanding of God. The understanding of Source. The understanding of where we came from and why we are here and what we are here to do. You must reach that consensus, that understanding. That purpose as a humanity, right? Like we must figure it out as humanity, right? Right? That unity is what we are here to create, preserve, whatever it may be. It is about being connected to the land. The understanding of the land, right? It is moving away from that old system. It is about healing the land. It is about healing the people of all of this trauma. That is the space that I come from. That is what I align to. That is what I seek to create. It is that understanding. It is from the human understanding. And the Source understanding. Of the human understanding. That we embody the Christ consciousness and we move forward as one. Yes, nailed it. So, I ask you, what space will you hold in the new earth? What does that look like? How do you connect to that space? That space of pure potential. And anchor through the light. Into and through the light. And bring that into your body. That space. That vibration. Those spaces, right? All the spaces that you journey through along the way. And you bring that pure potential in. And we each are here, right? In unity. Working as one within our own individual, like pure potential being that is in alignment with light, truth, justice, faith, whatever it may be, right? It's in full alignment, right? It's not white supremacy. I mean, because the truth of the matter is that this country was founded by white supremacists if you live in the U.S. But white supremacy's, it's not like it's originated here, right? Came here. So, right? It's not that simple. It was brought here. It was brought here. It's obviously not the natives' fault. They were killed. Their land was taken from them and then sold or given away to white Europeans or, that. It's that understanding that you must understand. Do you see? It is understanding of the whole. That is diversity consciousness. That is understanding diversity. That is understanding the world. That was a big alignment for me. I was shown this the Statue of Liberty today, and because of my internal conflict with the state of this country, in the state of everything, and just deconflicting, going through the process of deconflicting, going through the process of ascension, going through the process of all this stuff, right? All happening at once. All happening at once. Anyways, today I was shown the Statue of Liberty, and again, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what is true? What can I hold to, right? What can I hold to? What can I believe in? Right? When your belief system is shown to be false, and you come to your own understanding of that, because you're choosing to live in truth, you're choosing to anchor in truth, you're choosing to understand, right? And it's not about getting a truth from another being, it's about you want to know, and you want to have, and you want to understand, and you want to be able to speak on it, and you want to be able to engage with it, and you want to be able to actually be a part of that discussion. It is that seeking of your own individual truth among things, while still holding the entire perspective, right? And coming from the heart. Numero uno, coming from the heart. This is about how do you manifest that heart-based reality, that true heart, that true yes, because I have seen some people fall lately. Just show their true colors. It's time for the truth to come out. It's time for, and this is this has to happen. And so it is this, I guess you could say, repurposing the Statue of Liberty. We could do that, right? We could clear it of energy, right? It stands for something good. Give me your weak, give me your oppressed. But that is liberty. That is liberty. That is liberty. So how do we create liberty? How do we liberate ourselves? It is an internal process. How do we liberate ourselves from that system of enslavery? All of us, right? How do we all come together as one humanity? We have to liberate ourselves. We have to pull out of the, right, that old system, right? And it's about the tyrannical system, right? How do we anchor in liberty and justice for all, right? All, and truly, truly do that, right? I feel that is our mission as Americans. And we have been going about it the wrong way. We have been going about it the old way, right? And it's that seed. It's the seed tone that has to go. I think we're all ready for this, right? I mean, most of us. But you have to disconnect from the systems that hold it in place. Do you see? I feel we can rise. We can rise as one. We can rise as one. We can rise up to the occasion. You know, and we're brought back to the movie Arrival. And it is one of my favorite movies. And it is about that, right? It is about getting to the root to create change. The root of humanity. The root of humanity. Love. Connection. It's about everybody playing their part. As we rise. And everybody has to play their part. Truth be told, it all has to happen. Correct? It all has to happen. All of it. So knowing that, where do you stand? Where do you truly stand? And I want you to stand in alignment and embody change. So you may create change. So it is the being the change you wish to see in the world. You, as an individual source light, being present here on this planet. Connect to that. You have seen it, right? Imagine you seeing it all. Imagine you have seen it all and you're in that energy. I've seen it all and I know that energy. But it's true energy. See, it's not false. It's not pretending that you've done all the work. It's actually doing all the work. And that we are constantly a work in progress. And that we were constantly being refined and corrected and adjusted and balanced and harmonized. But I'm still human, right? It's still living a human experience of riding the waves. being within and just being anchored and secure in your own light, in your own system, in your own way of being. That, right? You don't need all these external structures like religions, right? And I'm not talking about, I understand church, right? It is community. You gather, right? You gather. Church is beautiful. I'm not saying, like, I'm not against church. I'm not against religions, right? I'm not against them. I realize that these are all paths, right? But it is the ability to actually, right? You look at, this is about practices. This is not just about showing up at, church. This is about actually, and this is not about the external system in place. Whatever that hierarchical, whatever it's connected to, right? Like, that's got to shift. That has got to change. Those things have to change too, because then the individual light is never revealed. And the individual must experience in their own individual light in order to understand. Right? And it's locked away all in these institutions. So how do we bring this institutional knowledge to the people? So I'm not saying anything's inherently bad, right? Nothing is inherently bad, right? But it's the corruption. It's the abuses of power. That system, that's the patriarchy. That system has got to go. Just that. And that is the change that we are looking for. I feel, as a collective. Depending on, I'm only speaking from my space, right? Where I am locally. Like, I can only anchor in that change where I am at. I can only do what I can do, what I have the capacity for. And I recognize that. Like, as long as I am in alignment to that full scope change, you could say, or that alignment to that, to justice, let's say, or that, right? You are in divine alignment. I may not be able to, I may be able to affect a greater change from this. Where do I affect the greatest change? That's what you're looking for. Where do I affect, and how do I affect the most change? Where do I affect the most change? What is my purpose? Right? And that might mean that you are shifting certain things no matter where you are. It depends on where you're at. Right? We're all going to be doing our own thing. And as we come together, we begin to work as one, right? We build these new systems that are in alignment. It's about, we cannot lose that knowledge. Right? There is much to gain. In that knowledge. And you must see it, right? You must see it in order to create the change. Do you see? You have to rise. You have to see it, and then you have to come back in and be like, okay, this has to change. It's that process. So how do you rise up, right? And then, there's this threshold. There's this threshold of fear that you reach. right? It's like the leap of faith, right? You reach this space, and a lot of times you just go back down, right? You reach it, you go back down. You may reach a certain level, then you go back down. But we want to get you past that, right? And this is the whole process here, right? Past that threshold of fear, which is blocking you, right, from creating that change. And it's, you're going to have to pace yourself. I'm not saying that, but then once you pierce that fear, right, and you step into that alignment, right, that you've created for yourself, right? This is the alignment you've created for yourself. So if you're choosing to align to your new earth potential, what do you want to see in new earth, right? Things like justice, things like liberty, right? Like, let's start, these are human rights. We are talking about human rights here. Human rights. Okay? So we need to recognize as humans, we need certain things. And how do we, right, pick these alignments to ensure that we stay within alignment? Right? I always go back to, I think about the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution. Like holy shit. Is there anything, right? Is there anything? So, the Constitution, right? Constitution, we the people. We have these rights as Americans as well. That's why we were given certain rights. Because of something like this. And I knew that. I forgot about that. And I have a witness. I had said, right around the time I had seen the movie Arrival, I had said that, okay, so let's back up a little bit. I had a dream. I knew Trump was going to get elected. I had a dream. But I didn't know I knew at the time. It's not how it works, right? No, you just kind of know, but you don't, that's it. You just kind of know, right? You get a sense for things. You know what's going to happen. You could feel it, right? The collective pulse. You could feel the collective pulse. And I knew what was going to happen. I could feel it. Just feel he was going to win. And he did. Right, and I was shown, very early on in his presidency, because he was getting hammered. Right, he was getting hammered, and I had a dream that his daughter, Ivanka, who I used to actually, I thought I liked her, but now it's just no, or I thought I had respect for her, but I don't anymore. Let's put it that way. And she came to me in my dream, and she essentially told me, my dad is here on a mission, and I need you to support him. And I said, no. Because I have a right to say no to anything as a human. I have that right as a human. So nobody's going to come into my energy field and tell me to support Trump, right? So I created that. Right? This is how the collective works. So I said no. No, thank you. I am not going to support this man. How can I? And how can I support this man? I cannot ethically, morally, right? These are some of my human instincts. My instinct instantly told me, fuck no, am I supporting that man? And I rejected it out of my field. I will not support him. He is not my president, whatever you want to say, right? That's my right to say no. I'm not buying into that. Thank you. Dream or not. Dream or not. Who am I as a human? How enlightened am I? I have had many dreams that I can sit there and say, okay, I can shift the perspective on this and see this from a different perspective. Do you see how I created my reality? That is what I created my own reality within. And that is something that, I hold to my core. Something that nobody can take away from me. Ever. Ever. My divinity, right? My divine self, my human self, my humanity, right? I have a right. I have a right to stand up. I have a right to say no. I have a right. Right? That is right. That is just what's right. No ifs, and, or buts. So when anybody comes into my energy field and tries to tell me I need to do this or I need to do that in order to get my twin back, no. Or to help them get their twins, no. Just weird. And I wasn't surprised. I mean, I'm surprised that I went there, because I thought that I was going to share this in a different space, but now I'm not so sure. I guess I'm just releasing this. So, recognition and release. Oh, yes. Now I know where that fits. It's happening internally, the recognition and the release. Okay. I'm putting some stuff together right now, so it's helping me work through some stuff. So I said, no. Because of, I'm here. I'm living in this reality, right? No. I would never support somebody like this. Why would I never support somebody like this? Because he is not a humanitarian. He has not shown any signs of being a humanitarian. And he's not shown any, signs of compassion or understanding. Right? He doesn't hold the sacred feminine within. That's for sure. So what makes you think that he would somehow get you your union? And where does that come from and why? Because you need this compassion and this understanding in order to be within the new earth. Do you see? So it is not anything that I am doing to hurt this man. It is not anything I am doing to hurt these people. It is them. It is that, right? That old aspect of the feminine, the bound woman, the docile white woman that needs to go. That aspect within yourself, that white woman, right? And that white, this is, and I mean balance out. I don't mean go. I mean, it's just got to come into the right, balance, right, point. I don't mean, no, it's got to go. It's got to go. So it has to be released, right? It has to be released out of the union. There we go. It has to be released out of the union, right? It cannot exist within the new. It cannot exist in this because it is thinking that it is superior. But here we are all equal. I'm just going to anchor that in there. Here we are all equal, right? So until that white woman, right, can be within alignment with the greater whole, like she must come into alignment as well. It cannot exist within the union. So that sector, right, that collective, right, it's like they are, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. Like I've been in the fields, right? I go into the fields and then like it's like, nope, no pass zone, right? No more shenanigans. We're done. We're done. And so they just leave, right? They leave. And then it's kind of like there's this disbursement, right? In many directions, right? Because I'm anchoring in change, right? And it's not the most comfortable fucking process, that's for sure. When you anchor and change the collective. When you go into some of these spaces, right, that are ready to be like, you know, like, okay, let's, this is a waste of energy. Let's pull your energy out of here, right? Let them go over there. We're going to go over here. We're going to get, you know, all of our stuff together. You know, we're going to live in union, right? We're going to bring everything into union over here, right? We're going to bring it all together, right? It's that. Like everything will start making sense. All those connections, right? Oh my God. If you have not watched the Dave Chappelle 846 video, you have to see it. It is, my ex-husband and I loved Dave Chappelle, right? That was our thing. We loved Dave Chappelle. And it was nice to actually have a good memory of my ex-husband because I forgot about them. But we loved Dave Chappelle, and you know, he hasn't been around much. At least, you know, like he doesn't do his show anymore or anything like that. He's not around as much. He's, you know, and is doing his own thing. Well, he did a video on George Floyd. Right? And it's titled 846, and that was the amount of time that officer had his knee on George Floyd's neck. And so it was in honor of that amount of time. Now the video was longer, his show was longer, but to listen to him, like literally go back. He had done his ancestry work. And that is where the power lies with now, right? Time to do your ancestry work. Time to connect into your ancestry. Right? And let like reconnect to that. Reconnect to that part of yourself that you've lost connection with. A lot of people talk about the white woman, right? Being like the source of all evil. Do they label her as the source of all evil? I'm just going to have to tick on that. And when I say they, I just mean the collective, right? The collective. And you have to, it's not you, right? It's not you being white, right? I'm white. Right? I'm considered white. It's not me, though. That white woman is not me. That's just where I fit in the system. That 3D system that we're dismantling, guys. It's so simple and easy, right? It's right here. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I don't. It is a creative tone. I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I just mean it's here. Like that understanding. And I want you to all have that understanding. Right? It is separating the wheat from the chaff. It is that ungodly part of you. And I don't mean in the sense of like what you may imagine that ungodly is. To me, ungodly is going against your own nature. Your individual nature, right? That is ungodly. And so who is a straight person or a white person or whatever it is to judge, right, another person, right, whoever it is, right, wherever you are within this system that we're no more, right? Because it's that system that you essentially get anchored into, right? That you get programmed into. I had mentioned in one of my previous videos about when I first learned about race. And I was in kindergarten, and it was my best friend, Cheryl, right? It was my best friend, Cheryl, and we were friends. And my grandmother was racist, and my mother was fighting it, but she still held a lot of prejudice and bias, you could say. She wasn't inherently racist, but, still that, right, that stuff, right, that stuff that was going on, all of that distortion, right, because of the not understanding the history of things, right? Of all things. You must understand the history of all things. And where, and then it's where do you lie within all things? And it's an awareness, and we all have the ability to do this. We all have the ability to tap into our own knowing, our own, right, everything, right? This is ability for everybody if they have the capacity to do this work, right? That's the other thing too, and they have to actually intend for it, and there's just, you have to, free will, right? We live in a free will universe. It's choice. Plain and simple, it's choice. People aren't choosing it, they're just not going to choose it. Plain and simple. Either you choose it or you don't. Either you step in or you don't. Either you rise up, step in, and be the change, or you don't. It's a choice. Plain and fucking simple. I told that to my twin once. I said, he was leaving, and he asked me if I was going to be mad at him, and I said, it's a choice. Or he asked me if I was mad at him. He said, if we were working through emotions. And he asked me if I was mad at him, and I said, I kind of just like gave him a look, and I was just like, it's just a choice. Was I angry at the time, or was I mad at him? In that moment, no. I wasn't mad at him. Because I knew it was going to happen. I knew he was going to leave. I didn't have any expectations. I knew he was going to leave. I could feel it. And so why was I going to get mad? Like, what would be the point of getting mad? And later on I tried to tap back into that feeling, and it really just kind of messed me up. Like, no, it's just a choice. And that's fine. That's okay. That's where he was at. I didn't take it on personally. It had nothing to do with me whatsoever. It was not personal. I didn't take it personally. It was him, right? It was his thing. He was choosing to leave. Well, I know what he stepped into, and you don't want to leave that behind. And I know that, right? So how do you reclaim that power? How do you know that and own that and walk in that stance and stand in that? Not about him, though. It's about me. Right? It's about the I am. It's about what I am manifesting and creating for myself. Because I deserve this. Because I deserve this. Right? Because I deserve this. Because I deserve this. I'm receiving that. And receiving that. How do you anchor in that? Because I deserve this kind of partnership. Right? This fiery, passionate, energetic, dynamic exchange, right? Where we're constantly learning from each other. And we're just able to, like, just progress, like, light years ahead. That, right? That is our responsibility as sacred feminine. Yes, it is. It is 100% our responsibility. No bypassing here. 100%. That is up to us. What do we want out of a partnership? What do we deserve, right? You have to go back into the self. Imagine, right, what type of partnership you desire. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What do I feel like the steps are towards it? You know, like I realized that what I wanted from a partner was I want to be friends. I want to be friends first. Plain and simple. I want to be friends. I don't want there to be any, like, I just want it to just be natural. I don't want there to be any expectations. I don't want there to be anything. I just want everything to happen naturally, right? I can claim that. That is what I desire, and that is what I'm choosing to manifest. Because that's what feels right to me, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I can have suitors or whatever you want to say. I can set up my energy field. This is what I mean to say, you know what, this is what I'm choosing to manifest for myself. This is how I want, these are the roots. These are the roots of my partnership, right? This is what I desire. This is what I desire within a partnership. And I start asking myself these questions. What do I desire within a partnership? But first, in order to even get to that point of that, you got to do all this sacred feminine work, right? You got to really, really dig in. You got to become the beloved, right? That's you. You as the beloved, not you as another's beloved, but you as the beloved. Man, I'm fucking awesome. I'm not settling for anything less. I'm not settling for anything less. Do you see? It's about the relationship, right? Dynamic. It's not about a certain individual. And I say relationship dynamic with, yeah, it is. For me personally, right? For me personally, it's about the relationship dynamic. I know what I want it to feel like. I know what it's going to be like because this is me and my natural flow, right? Nobody's going to stifle my natural flow. I need support. I need space. I need like a supportive sacred masculine because I need what I need, and I know I need what I need, right? I know what I need. Do you see? I know what I need. And so I need somebody to accept that I am whole and I am complete and I am me, and work with that because he likes the relationship dynamic, because he likes to be with me, because he likes to work with me in that fashion, right? He likes to exchange and be in that dynamic flow of, you know, playing with each other and dancing, that dance, the dance of union. Like, how good does that feel like when you're in that, you know, like, especially like I can imagine, like, first you want to experience it within a partnership, but then to be able to experience it like with two other people, and then you have that, right? And you start getting more of that, and you start, you know, like, can you imagine that? You just get people to like just be, be in the flow, be in the energy, but you want to know what? You don't want to know who's taking charge. You want to know who's taking lead? The sacred feminine. That's what I'm saying. Because it is up to us. It is not up to anybody else to create change for ourselves. It's not going to happen. Do you see that? It will never happen under the masculine authority. It just won't. It is the sacred feminine, right, authority at this time. Right? And it's, you know, and it's understanding that everything is always done within balance. That's how the universe works, right? So we're coming into a time of unity. Everybody's going to be taken care of, but this old stuff has to go. And we're here, and we're now, right? It's not somewhere off in the future. It's now, right? So it's now. So we do this now. We do this now. So, that said, for those of you who are interested in working with me further, I have, depending on where you are at in your journey, I have quite a few different options. So, book a 30 minutes discovery call with me, and we'll see what is the right fit for you. It's free. It's 30 minutes. And even if you only have like $50 to spend, I can find something for you. So now I ask though, like if that is all you have to spend, please, and that's all your, you know, that's all your, you know, you need, just email me. Just let me know, because I can support you in that way. I have different price points, is what I'm saying, in order to support you at various points. I am also running a Sacred Feminine Flows course that is beginning enrollment now, and that will be beginning on August 8th, or that's like the date that we're aiming for, but we will likely, because it's a Saturday, so we're likely going to wait until like maybe Wednesday that week to start the first module. But it is a 12 module course, and we start by working through the shadow. So we're going to start, right, it's an embodiment course. So by this point, I hope that you have, you will already have had to kind of dismantle, right, this old stuff, right, and you're ready to embody. So I would recommend this for those who have had sacred light guide sessions with me, so have done prior work with me. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to connect. So I'm sharing that, and that is great for my awareness as well. So if this is something that you are interested in, let's get you set up with my chakra alignment and balancing course. And that is $222 at this time. But that will get you to the point of being able to embody, because it will bring you into alignment, right, with that. And that's like rapid change. So we're talking like rapid, like significant now change. Like everything's coming into alignment. Like the whole world is coming into alignment. So where are you going to fit? Let's get you up and running really quick so you can get in on this time of change, right? So you can bring your wealth to the table and receive your wealth in return. So that is what we are looking for. This is a dynamic, reciprocal energy exchange, and everyone, like this is how we create the new systems. You are stepping right into that alignment with it, and you can begin to rise up, step in, and be the change. And we're going to get you there nice and quick. So I hope that I will get to chat with some of you soon. I will post my information below. The other things about the sacred feminine flows. So let me just finish that real quick. So the sacred feminine flows is you have the working through the shadow. So this is actually like embodying through the shadow, right? So you're moving your energy in. Right? You're moving your energy in. You're bringing your light into the shadow. Then as you bring your light into the shadow, that will begin to create that change, right, for yourself. So those boundaries, whatever the last, it's like you're coming right in, right, and you're clearing out, right, you're clearing things out. That light, you're bringing that light right in. And then we go through the essence, so some essence levels. So we connect you to your sacred medicine. So that medicine is based on that light that is piercing through the darkness. Right? That is your sacred medicine. So you are that light. You are going to embody that sacred essence, that sacred medicine that you hold within as a sacred feminine embodiment. What are you here to do? That purpose. We open you up to your sacred feminine gifts. That means opening up your sensory systems fully, wholly, and completely in order to be within the new way, the new earth, you could say. And then we're going to work embodying 12 different aspects of the sacred feminine. And these are, they're all equal, right? And there's many more aspects of the sacred feminine. It's not just these 12. It's not these 12 are the most important. These are just the 12 that I felt to bring in at this time. And we also connect you into the earthly realms. So start supporting you and building your platform. You know, and first getting those first initial, like, you know, and getting that support too. So those others that will be working, other people, like all of us, we will all be building our platforms, right? So you will have support from others as well, and we all will bring something to the table, right? And this is about, you know, essentially coming into your uniqueness. But this is understanding that this is not about being more special than another. This is your own specialty, you could say, or your own medicine, bringing your own stuff, right? Being your brand. It's like your brand, right? Who are you? Right? What are you here to do? Not in the sense of, like, you know, obviously you are an individual first, right? That comes first, of course. You are an individual. You are, you know, then you build your brand, your platforms. And it's learning how to stand on your own 2 feet, right? Take care of yourself in the new. Because we're working on kind of like this blending and this harmonizing and everybody kind of coming together, right? That's what we're working on right now. It's that. All these different beautiful, feminine, and I mean, and again, like, if you are a man, I will, you know, like, let's chat. This is not just, or if you are a transgender person, or if you are a, identify as non-binary, or however you identify, right? This is just about bringing in the sacred feminine essence. Like, I support all bodies. Right? This is about all bodies. I will support all bodies. It's we're working with that sacred feminine essence, that sacred feminine flow. That's what we're working with. But all bodies are welcome. So I want to share that. And if you are interested in that, please let me know, and we can schedule a discovery call for that one. And in the discovery call, we will talk about how this specifically can support you, right? Where you're at. I'll meet you where you're at, and I'll kind of help you see, like, that way forward. Yep, and that's that. So, I'm so excited about this. It's finally starting to come together. Everything's starting to come together, and it's so beautiful, and I hope to share in this energy with some of you. So until next time, toodaloo.